respective spots.
Better run.
Saying what we did. We set the tone. They got to follow our horn. You guys understand that? And that comes down to you handling your role and embracing it regardless of what it is. We don't give a who plays. This is about winning, and that's it. 1, 2, 3, ha!
Do this. Yeah, I'm trying to do the tech part. So we're back. Obviously, we had to wait for both of these two. I'll blame Matt because Jack at least had something to do. Matt had nothing to do. Obviously, we're going to talk about a game, right? We finally have a game.
Victory Monday. Let's go.
But first, a couple of things came out since we last recorded. The April 11th thing, Matt, you and I were talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Desko gets the Ring of Honor.
Yep, love that.
I love that. And it's on Alumni Weekend.
Yep.
And Jack, I don't know if you have any thoughts about Desko. Anything about that?
Yeah, obviously, there's been some talk in recent years, but all the social media sort of end of things was very positive about the retirement, about the honor. The SU PR side of things was very positive. And it seems like sort of despite how everything ended, despite the firing, I think that this is going to be a very nice end to that story.
And then two things about Jack. We're gonna pump Jack up this episode. This is the Jack. First, Jack, I don't know if we want to talk about what happened this weekend for you, what you got for the rest of the year. I don't know if you want to touch on that, what happened when you showed up.
Yeah, so I got this email in my inbox Friday that I'm going to be going to the game, and I'm going to be going to the rest of the games here for the pod. And so for everyone listening, make sure to tune in during the game for tweets, for reactions, for guys that don't usually play getting a spot, for any funny things. I like to I like to keep it light. Everyone's posting all the serious stuff, goals and assists.
Right.
But what about that one hit there, that blindside hit down far on the left side that I have my bird's eye view for? So tune in on that, and then there's going to be videos, halftime, post game, as much content as you guys want. I am going to try to deliver throughout the game.
Listen,
we finally wore John Stark down enough that he gave Jack media credentials. So
yeah, I mean that was out of left field. I'll say for me, like I had no idea that was coming. And then Jack, you sent that text message. I was like, ooh, okay. And then the getting into the post game stuff, which is another cool thing. When Matt and I were just talking about it, and you hear, "Hey, I'm Jack Knight. I'm from the SU Lax podcast, and I have this question." I was like, "Oh,
we're legit now, boys."
And then one more, Jack, and then we can talk about the actual game. If you want to talk about the Substack for a minute as well.
Yeah. So, folks listening, we're gonna have sort of midweek, right after the game. I'm texting our whole pod, Dan, Matt, Brian, Cam, instant reactions, live, raw reactions. What went well, what didn't go well, what needs to change, what they're excited about, what they're nervous about, what they're interested about. And I'm going to get their thoughts, compile them up all into one article, and then we're going to have a raw feed notebook midweek, but it's going to be reactions from right after the games.
Yeah. I love that because I'm the most irrational person after the games. I can tell you the worst things and the best things, and Jack, that was a censored one. That's all I'm going to say. The one that I texted you was a censored because my brain is not in lacrosse season yet, as bad as that sounds. Yeah, it'll be better next week. That's all I'm going to tell you. It'll be better. I'll have a better one. It's kind of funny because I think we all said the same thing. That's the sad part. I think most of us had the same thoughts. Let's talk about the fans first. I hate to do this already, Matt.
Let's get into it.
I hate to, but for 5,000 fans or whatever the stupid attendance number is that they come up with, tickets sold, however they work it out, that was the quietest the dome has ever been. I hate to do this already.
There was 200 people there. That was it.
Yeah, I actually had, that's the exact number I had. You would have thought Syracuse was losing to Notre Dame by 25 goals, the way people were reacting, and it was just like, okay, great. We scored another one. Okay, we're within 10 or whatever. Like that's what it felt like. It didn't feel like a win at all. I don't know what you guys have. That's my quick thoughts, but we can expand if we want to.
I think I was the only person in my section that ever yelled the whole game. And when Bogue scored his goal, I kind of half stood up and screamed like, he's a freshman, folks, like just to kind of pump people up. And people like turned and gave me like weird looks, like, why the hell are you yelling? Like I was in their living room yelling it, not at a game, like actually at the game. Like, come on, people, like, let's be excited and have some energy here.
Right.
Like, the players feed off of that. Like that helps them. Like,
I overheard in the press box someone say it sounds like there's a tennis match going on. And, you know, for someone, I'm a freshman, not a lot of juice during football season, obviously.
Yep.
Basketball season, not a lot of juice. Everyone was, it's lacrosse season. It's lacrosse season. That's when the fans come out in droves.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of butts and seats.
Right.
Especially for an opening game for Saturday at 2, which, you know, is tough. Youth sports, people have commitments.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's snow up to like people's kneecaps right now. But for the people that were in there, I mean, you want 110% from the players. You got to give 110% from the fans, from the stands.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm scared to say it this way. If this is what it is for BU, I don't want to know what it's going to feel like against Maryland with the fan reaction, right? Because this is a game where most people can attend. Let's just call it what it is. Like, this is a weekend game. This isn't a weekday game. I know Friday's technically the weekend, but that's going to be a little tougher for a lot more people than people realize. I just hope that people bring the energy, but let's dive in. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, I wonder if it's because the weather's been so crappy, so people are just kind of in like the winter funk. But then, like what you said, Jack, like football hit a stinker this year, and then basketball has been kind of hit or miss, so people are kind of like on the fence about that. So maybe it's just the general attitude towards SU sports right now. So people are kind of like maybe working on transitioning into like, oh, maybe like we actually can have something good, like, and they don't know how to react.
I had to laugh. There was a social media post that I saw for a friend of mine, and he goes, finally a team that can win a national championship. And that was the post. That was it.
Yep.
And I think that, you know, just on the fans again, like just what you said, there's so much expectations. There's so much hype on this team that I think there's a certain large amount of Syracuse fans that sort of casual, you know, maybe went to the school, had a family member that went to the school, live in the area, that they're so good that unless it's Duke, Notre Dame, North Carolina, Maryland, we're going to win by 20. You know, there's no point of showing up. We're going to dip at halftime. And it's, you know, they don't realize just how wire to wire college lacrosse is. The few teams that have them are all elite.
Yeah, and we talked about it before with the schedule, right? There's no easy games. Like there's not gonna be the Jacksonville game this year. I hate to tell people this. Like there were people behind me that were literally like, they aren't blowing them out. I'm like, this isn't gonna happen. I mean, if we want to be Clerical, technically a 7-goal win is a blowout in that sense for that kind of teams, right? Like we can
for a top 20 team, that's 100%
Yeah.
a blowout.
5.5
Like-
point spread. They covered it.
Oh, that's what it was. It was
Yep.
5. Okay, 5.5. All right, so they covered.
And like
Like I'm not
Colgate,
talking-
they just
Yeah.
almost beat Penn State at Penn State.
Right.
Like there
Yeah.
is no easy games.
Yeah.
They built the hardest schedule. They want to be ready for the playoffs, for the tournament.
Yep.
This is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
So-
a thing today that the whole schedule, every team we're playing is either in the top 20 or received votes on the Inside Lacrosse poll.
Yeah.
In preseason, which I was like, that's insane. Like,
Yeah.
Gary took the strength of schedule and was like, boom, like put it through the roof.
You know what though? Like Jack said, the prepping for the playoffs. This
Yep.
is what you want.
Yep.
You don't want to face a Jacksonville. And then we go into, we did this last year. Obviously, we face Jacksonville, you blow out Jacksonville. Okay, they can blow out every team. Now it's kind of like, okay, we can win this game.
Yep.
Without our best game. Let's just call it what it is. Obviously, it's the opening game without our best game, and then do that. So let's switch it onto the field. I'll start with both of you. Your first thoughts from the game in general, and then we can dive into certain parts if we want, or we can go whichever way you want.
Yeah, I can start off. I think that, one of the biggest critiques from last season was the inability to make second half adjustments.
Yep.
And as much we can debate how many or how great these second half adjustments were, but there definitely was a flip switched.
Mm-hmm.
There definitely was, number one, schematic changes in the second half. There was personnel changes in the second half, and it showed in the third quarter with that dominant run. And Gates been very criticized for his inability to make changes. I think he did a good job of it Sunday.
My first kind of analysis, I guess you could say, was ugly, but a good still like a win's a win. But then you also expect a little bit of ugly first game of the season, right? Like, so it's nothing that I was like, the sky is falling because these certain things went wrong, right? Like I said to Dan before we started, clearing always tends to be a little bit wonky at the beginning of the season because you don't have real game time reps with it. But then add in the fact that BU does the 10-man ride, like adds a whole nother level to that because most teams don't 10-man ride. Most teams just do a regular clear. So like not only you're getting used to clearing, but then also instantly your first game, you got to deal with a 10-man ride. Like I expected it to not necessarily go all that well. And they kind of figured it out a little bit more in the second half, did a little bit better. But it was something that I kind of expected, but was hoping that it wouldn't impact the game all that much. And I don't think it did ultimately, but it's stuff that they'll be, now that they've kind of had that experience, they'll be able to learn from it so that when they play the next team that does it, they'll be, hopefully good to go, which they'll have this coming week because St. Joe's does it too. So.
Yeah, I think the biggest adjustment, and we kind of talked about it before Jack hopped on, it's finding the one-man clear. And that's my biggest question mark is where's the Carter Rice? That's the way that I'll say it.
Where's your Matt Abbott?
Yeah. Yep. That's another one. Like and Wyatt Hoddle is that person for me. Should be. He played amazing. Let's just call it what it is for him. Like he's quick. He's one of the quickest players we've seen in a while for this team. And Matt, you said it. You rewatch the game, and there's so much film that you can go through. And I'm not even talking the coaching part. This is just the fan side, right? Like, you look up and you see how many guys are open, right? If you dodge one guy, you're going to cross the field. There's a couple of times in the first half and even in the second half where they panicked. They were like, all right, we're just going to throw it down there, and we're going to hope that our attackmen are there. That wasn't even planned for a lot of people. I hope people realize that. That was like, chuck it. It's going to count as a shot, which it didn't a couple times, but I'm not going to criticize the refs too much. I'm not going to do that yet.
I mean, there was one where like their defender came out of nowhere and grabbed it before it hit the goal to go in. Like, there's some fluky stuff there, but it is what it is.
So. Yeah. I think we would all agree the defense was the strongest part.
Yep, for sure.
I think that's where we all. Jack, you got thoughts from everybody. Was there any disagreement on the strongest part?
Just sitting in the press conference, they brought out Riley and Dwan, two of the top polls. Riley did an incredible job on Shanahan. That was, one of the key matchups going in. Gate and both Riley and Dwan, super, super high on the midfield coming up. That was a big question coming into the year. They stepped up. Kittleberger, some big minutes.
Yep.
He was massive, especially on defense. Bowen, I saw some text shot around from you guys. He's really physical.
Yeah.
Good. Like a guy that can get around screens, will run through you on the screen.
Yep.
I think
Bryce Brandon Raccoon play linebacker.
Yeah. Just that intensity.
Yeah.
As I'm thinking back to the NCAA tournament last year, they sort of didn't have that really on defense. Someone that will run someone over and set the tone, even if it means taking a 30-second penalty.
Right.
Yep. I have to steal Brian's quote whenever he talks about defenders about Figueres, so Shanahan had 2 goals. One of them was a fast break, and one of them was when he had a short stick on him. Yep. So Figueres, for all intents and purposes, shut him down. So to quote Brian, he would say that Figueres put Shanahan in the upside down.
Yeah, and I think that was one of our, we saw Beck obviously slot in at D3, which, I mean, the best thing I can say about him is nobody knew he was out there. That's the best way I can phrase it. Yep. If you had told me a random person, if you told me Matt was out there, which trust me, I've seen Matt play defense. He can't play defense. If you had told me Matt was out there, I'd be like, okay, nothing. You didn't hear about it though.
Yep.
That's the one.
He just did his job.
Yeah. In years past, we've seen them pick on somebody. I don't know who you pick on if you're an opposing team after seeing the film that we saw. Because like Jack said, Bowen's huge.
Yep.
He is so much bigger in person. That was my first thing that I noticed about him. Seeing him on the sideline, I was like, he's a linebacker. He is a linebacker.
When he friggin' slammed the kid to the ground, he Undertaker choke slammed him.
Right.
That's awesome.
It's just Jack, I think that's the best way. We haven't seen anybody that physical. That's the way that I'll say it. Carter Rice was quick. That's the one thing about Carter Rice. He could stay with anybody. We saw the physicality, but it wasn't to this level.
Yeah.
And that's not even a knock on Carter Rice. That's just Bowen is 10 times the size of Carter Rice and
he's a man amongst boys.
He should be a football player. That's not well, this is lacrosse, so I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna
I think so one of the things that we talked about in the season preview was we have a couple big holes to fill, right? Whether it's Hiltz or Carter Rice or a couple other people. And one of the things we talked about, particularly as it pertained to Hiltz, was can we replace him via committee, right?
Yep.
Can this many people step up their production enough to equal what he brought to the table? And I think that's exactly what the short stick D group did. This group as a whole were able to replace Carter Rice as a unit, which you almost prefer that because now you have depth, right? So it's I think overall it's going to be a better option. And I was actually really impressed with Jake Spallina too. He was very physical too. He had a couple times where he just shoved a guy to the ground or the guy tried to dodge on him. He was like, nope, you're not going anywhere, dude. So and I don't know if it was he just bulked up this in the off season or whatever, but same thing with Ochoa. He had a nice one too. They had, I think, all 3 of them. So the only exception was Kittleberger. All 3 of them had a cause turnover.
Right.
So,
yeah, I think in years past they take Jake behind the goal and you're kind of scared because there was a couple times where they took him behind the goal and I was like, here we go. Here comes that one-on-one. And then he stayed with them every single time.
Yep.
And like you said, he bodied them. And Matt, I don't know, you have the interconnection. If you could send that text message and ask him what he ate during the offseason to bulk up.
What was your routine, Jake?
But he did something. Let's just I don't know what it was. He strengthened. He got quicker. The year of adjustment for him definitely helped.
year
Yeah,
older, year more experience too. You know,
Yeah.
same thing with Ochoa. Brian has said, oh, he's had a year of ACC under his belt. You know,
Yeah.
like
They were trying to pick on him, I think, early in the game.
Yep.
They were trying to find, get him switched on to, especially a Shanahan, someone who physically, speed-wise, a little bit taller,
Mhm.
height-wise. But he was good working him to the cage and then passing him off. And then we saw in the second half, obviously, took him around the cage
Right.
and some other guys as well.
I mean, Johnny was Johnny. Let's just go to the face-off, and then we'll go more on the offensive side because I think that's most of where all of our focuses were.
Yep. Yeah, Johnny did great.
Johnny
The
was
only
Johnny.
problem
The
is
one goal,
who's our
obviously.
backup?
Yep. Yeah.
Because
I don't wanna do
Angelo
this
went
game.
0 for 3. So
Yeah. I every time Johnny gets the legal procedure, I just put my head down because I was like, yep, here we go. Here comes like something.
Yep.
The juice goal, obviously, it looked like they were playing him to shoot. So that's the one thing that I saw is they were trying to stop him from shooting because I think that's the film that teams watch over the year.
which is interesting though, because he'll bury those. Like
Right.
So I don't know why teams would do that.
Well, I'm saying they're playing him to pass. I should say they're playing him, forcing him to pass. That's that. I said it the wrong way, but they want him to pass.
It looked like they got caught off guard.
Yeah.
But like completely off guard in the way that goal just happened so fast in that, Mullen didn't even look at someone else before he started driving in to shoot.
He's like, screw this, I'm going.
Right. It was 0 to 60 and he didn't look at any of his options, but it
right. That's going
back to the fans, even after that goal, people barely cheered, and it's like those are the ones you go nuts for,
right?
Like, oh man.
I mean, yeah, it's funny. Johnny is one of the quickest. I'm trying to think of somebody. And when he wins it instantly. There's no fighting. He literally shoots it out in front of him. There was a couple times where they designed it too, and you could see them set it up where the wing went wide late.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do that. Trust me, that's why I'm not playing college lacrosse. That's why I'm not coaching. That's why I'm doing none of that. But they had that set up for
the podcast.
What's that?
That's why we just say what we think we know on the
podcast. But they're like Johnny is so quick. He has the quickest hands out of somebody that I've seen in a while.
Well, and even he would win it forward. He could flick it back. He could flick it back to himself.
Matt, there's your boy, by the way.
There he is. Scotty, what's up, dude? He was winning it every way. Like, whatever way he decided to go, he was like, all right, I'm gonna win this one. Other than really only the second quarter was when he struggled. But then other than that, it was, there was he was dominant.
Yeah. Want to talk, Jackie? You got any thoughts on Johnny? I mean, Johnny being Johnny.
I mean,
Johnny be good.
The numbers I think speak for themselves. First quarter, dominant. Gave a strong precedent for the season. I think, the couple of violations in a row.
Yep.
Maybe that is where you would like to have a second guy to take the edge off a little bit.
Yep.
But we've been saying it all offseason, they just don't have a second guy that can provide a change of pace. And it's just gonna be that way for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think in short stints, Angelo can be okay. I just don't want him exposed when there's 10 face-offs. I'll just say it that way because I think I swear his parents will listen to this part, and that's the only part that they'll hear. It's not that he's bad. It's just when you're going against the number one guy on the opposing team, it's just not going to work out well. That's the way that I'll phrase it.
He's young. These guys, they have one or two certain moves that they like to get to.
Yep.
And guys learn them.
Yep.
And these juniors, these seniors, these fifth years now, let's be honest, there's a lot of fifth years.
Yep.
They learn the moves and they take advantage of the younger guys physically, and then the younger guys, they're in their own head. Yeah.
And you saw with Drew, it happened quick, right? It wasn't like a battle. It was, okay, you're going this way. Good. See ya.
Yep.
And
I'll go sub out now.
Right. Like, yeah, it was like, okay, like, and there were more cheers for Drew than there were on Bo Congles. I hate to say it that way, but like people like yeah. I don't want to do the fan. I don't want to do I want to do an hour-long episode on just the fans, but I don't want to because it's gonna piss a lot of people off.
I thought Jimmy did good.
Yeah.
Jimmy had some great saves.
Yep. It's the rebound control. That's all I'm going to say. That's the only thing.
Phillips for Boston University.
Oh,
was outstanding. I thought it could have been 18, 19 goals.
Yep.
He had some incredible ones.
Yeah, and he is I didn't know much about him going in. I'll be honest. Like, I didn't know. I was like, ooh, now I can see why he's good. Like, he was making some saves that just like
some really good saves.
Yeah.
Or on the doorstep, like the couple he made on Finn.
Yep. Finn may or may not have been swearing when he came off the field after every one of those shots. Jack, I don't know if you caught that one when he came off the field.
The only thing that I caught maybe after the play wise was that the Spallina penalty was due to something said, rumored.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
I am in the same press box as football, so we are a ways up. It's a great view.
Yeah.
But in terms of seeing the players sweat and hearing what they say.
I mean, the problem with that though is unless you're mic'd up, you don't really hear anything. So nobody really knows what was said, right? Like, because it could have been something stupid to the official. It could have also been something stupid to be you. We can play this game. Nobody really knows what was actually said. I just know it came out of nowhere. That's the way that I'll say it. It was flag, okay, offsides, and I was like, okay, offsides. I can deal with that.
Yeah, and then I saw him go like this, and I was like, what happened?
Yeah, right. Like, I thought, let's talk about Matt's boy Joey. Let's do this, Matt. Go ahead. Give your rant. Go ahead. Joey's overrated. No, I'm not being serious, but I already saw that. That's the one part I'll say about this. I already saw it. Joey has 5 points and he's overrated. I'm so sick of hearing about this.
Yeah, I told Dan before we started to Jack that I was going to call out Brian Higgins because he in his post game yesterday went on like a little rant about Joey and was like, oh, he's a great player, blah, 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 but he's not Mike Powell. And I'm like, well, no shit, Sherlock. We know that. Like, but we don't need to keep saying this, people.
Yeah.
Like, just let him have his senior season.
Yeah.
Okay. They want me to say Joseph. Joseph Spallina is a great player.
I don't know.
The stick talk guys that are in here.
Okay. I forgot you could see that.
They jokingly call him Joseph. Well, I've got the YouTube up on my phone too. So I can see him.
He gets
I'm going to show this while you're talking. That's all.
Oh,
he gets face guarded by an incredible pole in Kelm.
Yeah.
Face guarded, literally face guarded the whole game. Kelm was like, you are not beating us. You are not scoring. And he's setting guys up. He's making his plays. He's working around.
Yeah.
For that first half, he was one of the only guys moving his feet in the attacking zone. Has a nice stat line. Finishes with 3 goals.
Yeah.
And it's, until he has 6 goals in the national championship like CJ Kurse did, it's going to be the same story.
You know what's sad on that note? I think it would still want to be good enough. I hate to say it that way, but there would still be somebody that would be like, well, he didn't have 6 assists. So that's what we're going to nitpick now. We're going to nitpick. He has to have 15 points and everybody will shut up for a game. I hate to say it that way. That's the only way they'll shut up because he can I don't know, like what else does he have to do? Like the people Scotty knows, like Scotty's talked about it. Like,
I've never seen a player have to deal with moving goalposts more than this kid.
Lacrosse. Now we're not talking about Donnie Freeman out on the basketball court,
right? Like,
it's so frustrating, and it's like, because he's such a good player, and he like in the moments where he's not putting up 8 points or 5 points, even like he's doing other things that help contribute to a team's win. Like he's drawing the attention of the whole defense when he gets the ball, right? Like, everybody's looking at him to see what he's going to do, right?
Yep.
So just because he doesn't put up 3 goals a game doesn't mean he's not an elite player, and it's very frustrating. And this isn't just that, oh, I like him or my son's a big fan. Like,
you can put my name on it. You can put my name on it. They'll come after me. They won't come after you. They'll come after you.
Give the kid some fucking credit. Like, pardon my language, but like it gets very frustrating because it's like he put up 5 points against a top 20 team. They're gonna say, "Oh, it's not Maryland or it's not Princeton."
It's the goalpost, though.
Yep, but like a top 20 team, he put up 5 points.
Yeah, remember
and
he
had
can't
some
dodge.
His 2 assists were pretty damn elite.
Yeah,
once there. I don't see much of anybody else in the country making that pass.
Yep.
Guys, since we're on the topic of offense, I saw briefly some messages. I saw a lot on Twitter. Thoughts on the hidden ball trick?
If you're gonna do it, make sure your team knows about it. That's all I'm gonna say. I hate to say it that way because they all had their heads down. Like, you gotta sell it.
The one where Leo dropped it, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was.
I'm okay with it if everybody sells it. You have to sell it though. You can't.
They try it about 10 times a game, so
I know, but it's
like Joe Brady with the screen passes.
Yeah, we don't do football reference here for you, Matt. You get your Bills thing somewhere else. That's all I'm gonna say.
Just joke.
No, I think so many teams have caught on to it now that it doesn't work like it used to. That's the way that I'm going to say it. Like,
yeah,
it works occasionally. I don't want to sound too critical.
It all depends on the angle of where you flip the ball, how well it's seen by other people, right? Like that's ultimately what matters. You know what I was speaking of Leo and dropping the ball, but you know what I was really impressed with? His first goal when he dodged hard down the alley and ripped it right-handed. I was like, okay, Leo, we have a right to. I was like,
right?
Like, that was sick. And I didn't realize it until like after I rewatched the highlight. I was like, oh shit, that was with his right hand. Like, because he's like, he will switch back to his left if
every time
only had a right hand, he would still find a way to try to switch back to his left. So it was like, okay, like that. I was really pleased to see that. And like his first goal was not an outside shot, which is usually what he does. He got into the middle and then bounced to 5-hole. Like, guys who are known for certain things are doing other things now, which is good to see.
What were you saying, Jack? I know you were trying to say something.
I thought his shot selection was great.
Yep.
Everything was, either a tough save or it went in. The snipe top right corner, that was incredible.
Yep.
That got the crowd going. That was one of those proud pop moments.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're going to need him to be like that every game. They're going to need him to be efficient.
Yep.
Yeah. You need a couple goals from both Leo and Roa every game.
And we talked about the midfield line and the production. Obviously, it was there this game. Let's just give credit where it's due with the seconds produced. Wyatt, once again, we talked about it with the one-man clear, but Wyatt is so quick. And the play, and you end the half like they did.
Yep.
It was the best way, obviously the best way you could end it, like goes without saying, but like the momentum that gave them. Like, okay,
and it broke that 10-man ride too, right? So it's like, all right, they beat the ride, and then we score a last-second goal to kind of pump them up to go into the second half.
I think the best part about that, though, was I didn't know about the clock at all. I didn't even look at the clock. And then I looked up after, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Yep. Well,
go ahead.
I think that was one of the things that, as much as sometimes the offense struggled a little bit, it was a very balanced win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't just relying on just the attacker, relying on just the midfield, which we saw sometimes last year, right? Where it was like very attack heavy or very midfield heavy. But this game, you had 5 points out of Joey. You had 3 out of Bear. So there's, a bunch out of your attack. Yep. Finn didn't put up anything, but he was this close on 4 different shots. I think 3 of them hit pipes.
Really, that was top 2.
Yeah.
And then you had, 4 goals and 1 assist out of your first line midfield, and then you had 3 goals and an assist out of your second line midfield. So that's pretty
Yeah.
It's a pretty well balanced. And same thing with Matt McAtee. He didn't bury any of his shots, but he was dodging both ways and getting his hands free and shooting. He's going to eventually bury those. So it was all stuff that I was like, things didn't 100% go our way, but it like showed promise for games coming up, you know, like just like this much off, like just a little bit of fine tuning, right?
Yeah, I think that's the funny part, right? Like I think Matt last year we came up with a lot of negatives, right? It was okay, they can't do this, okay, they can't do that. We said it privately, we probably said it a bunch publicly. I'll just say it that way. Like this was one of those games where I was like, this is all positive, like nothing crazy negative except for the clears. But like you said, the 10-man is just gonna bury a lot of teams. Like I think people don't understand how. I don't think people understand how tough that is to break. Like it, if you pass it back to your goalie, and you with 70 seconds or 65 seconds, it doesn't matter how many seconds you have to get it across. A lot of teams can't do that. Let's just call it that way. Like,
well, that's where the casual fan who doesn't understand the X's and O's of all that, they just see them failing to clear and think, why are they failing?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's Jack, were you starting to say something about that or just
No, I was just going to go back. You guys were talking about ball movement, things like that. I thought it was interesting getting all the kids involved.
Yep.
Like the speed that brought in. We talked about Kittleberger on the defensive end, Robson getting into it. He was on the man up for a little bit. Mo Khan with the goal.
Yep.
They add a certain element of speed.
Yep.
And just overall like a sort of want to like run around. They've been sitting on the sidelines. They've been sitting
almost like a youthful energy.
Yep. Yes.
Yep.
That
which is a good balance with the experience, right? Like,
right.
Yep.
Because a lot of times these guys, they want to, sit there and then shoot, find their spot.
Yep. Yeah, I thought Rawson was great on the man up. He brings another one of those like Canadian presences of like move the ball around, like bing, 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 bing. And I think we went 0-3 on the man up, but that first one we hit a pipe, and also the other shot we missed by like this much. So it's like those easily go the other way, like, so it's all stuff that like, for first game, you expect some of those things. Now, if this was the Notre Dame game, I'd be like, all right, this stuff needs to be more fine tuned. Like so
I think that's the biggest point though, right? Like even for a first game last year against Jacksonville, it was like, okay, they got to beat somebody prominent. We can't play this game of just blow out. They beat Boston, and there were people who didn't have Syracuse winning. Let's just call it what it is. I know the line was 5.5, but we all know how betting works. That's all I'm going to say. Like there were people who bet against Syracuse. That's where the line was set at, right? So like the fact that they shock some people in a good way is a good sign. They showed up. There wasn't the collapse. There wasn't it was in the first half a little bit, but it didn't show in the second half, right? Like there was none. Okay, we're up. Now we're going to lax. It was, all right, we're going to put the foot and we're good. Put the foot on the gas and we're good. Then just cruise. Like, and then Jack, you said it, like the halftime adjustments, right? Like last year we played the game of, is Gary the coach? I'll just say it that way. I could say that from my side.
Yeah.
This year we already saw the adjustments.
Yep. Yeah, that bringing Joey up on the ride.
Yeah.
To try to throw off their spacing and stuff. That was good.
Like I don't know. You're there. See, go ahead, Matt. Go. He set you up. Go ahead. I know what you're going to comment.
I would agree, Nolan. He said that Joseph. I can show it. Joseph again.
There.
Joseph proving the haters wrong with a couple hard dodges for sure. He had a nice dodge off a pick. That first goal, he had a nice dodge off a pick, and then an outside shot, which Joey's not necessarily. He's not shooting from 14 yards out. That's not the kind of shooter he is, right? Like,
right.
But he buried that one. That was good.
Remember, Joey can't dodge.
That's right. Just another thing on the offense. I had a chance to catch some of the Colgate Penn State game. And there was a lot more offensive turnovers in the attack zone, obviously not a clean effort from SU in the transition game.
Yep.
But I thought once they got into the offensive zone,
Yep.
there wasn't as many sort of, shaking off the rust,
Yep.
miscommunication, just long balls, like stupid passes.
Pass out of bounds.
Right.
I think like that's a good way to put it, because last year there was the pass out of bounds, there was the drops, there was the
even in the tournament, it's April.
yeah. I'm saying it like it was only the first game, but there was a lot of rust throughout the year where there was a miscommunication or something, like where they would drop a pass and there was nothing. There was a couple, right? But nothing major that led to a fast break.
We had 17 total turnovers. I bet you 4 or less were in the offensive zone.
Mm-hmm. Billy Dwan had 12 of them. Sorry, Billy Dwan. Lovers, you're gonna.
How many he had? Let me see.
But I'm okay with that, right? Because he throws it down to the other end. It's not a defensive zone turnover.
So you know what's interesting? So
Go
Finn
ahead.
Thompson is credited for 4 turnovers. Did they count him falling in the crease as a turnover?
Probably.
Yeah.
That would be my guess.
So take those out. We really only had 13 turnovers.
Billy Dwan also dropped a dime on one of those long balls.
Yeah.
Also,
somehow it says Dwan had 0 turnovers.
There's okay. I'm not gonna debate that one. Yeah. Go ahead, Jack.
No, I think that, if there's any sort of consolation from playing the 10-man, it's that there's going to be a lot of other teams that bring it. And BU's a good team, a lot of good players. They're ranked high for a reason. That if they can play like this in game 1 of the year, against a team that has a good Patriot League 10-man ride, when they start playing the top 10 teams, they've seen it before. They'll practice more against it. They'll be able to watch film against themselves.
Yep.
I think it sets a good precedent for the rest of the year.
Yeah. The only adjustment I make, and they brought Joey up, so that works, is have a midfielder that can dodge in the middle. I hate to say it that way. Just have somebody that can get there, because I don't want Kaczynski running the ball up.
Yeah.
I know it's easier said than done, right? Because it happens on the fly. But I don't want Billy Dwan running it up either. I know people are going to hate that, but I'd rather have a Leo, a Roa, get somebody in the middle that can run by somebody. That's the way that I'll say it. It doesn't matter who it is, right? It could be Jake Spalina, and I'd be happy.
I think Roa, the problem that's going to come with is, we saw it on Sunday.
Yeah.
Roa is supposed to be such an offensive player right now. To be like, we want Roa to fill sort of the Sam English role of he's a midfielder, but he's a scoring midfielder.
Yep.
Yeah.
So from a schematic standpoint, that's going to be tough. But you definitely want that skilled, someone that makes them, you actually have to watch for a dodge. Yeah.
And I think you saw the conditioning play a part too, right? Because Leo a couple of times was bent over to the side.
No, he got whacked.
Well, he got hit, but then he was bent over conditioning, and then you could see him whether he got hurt, whatever happened, he walked out the field gingerly, and then it was like, okay, I'm good.
Well, I think he didn't play as much in the fall too because he had a nagging injury. So I wonder if that's for him in particular. I wonder if that's what happened with him.
Is there anybody you two are disappointed in player wise? Not unit, because we already said the units were good. Is there a player you wanted to see do more?
I would have hoped Finn would have buried a couple of them.
Yeah,
but I don't know if it's even disappointed. I would say, but it was just like I knowing how much of a good Canadian can finish on the inside kind of player. Mm-hmm. I would have expected a couple of those to go in. They just didn't bounce the right way, right? So it's I don't even know if it's disappointed. I just maybe would have expected a little bit more from him. And then same thing with our backup face off. I would like them to win one, maybe. but that's such a nitpicky thing. You know?
I'd rather nitpick. Go ahead, Jack.
I'm going to go. This is partly a coaching thing. After that first quarter goal with Hahn, I think that in that fourth quarter, you have that cushion. I know they don't want to go, foot off the gas pedal, but we saw so many young kids, especially Bogue, scoring early.
Yeah.
Why not get them some more playing time? There's going to be injuries during the season. They're going to have to play big minutes. Why not play them against BU when you have a 6-goal lead? When the clock's at, 7 minutes left in the game, there's really not anything that's going to happen bad unless there's a catastrophe.
I was going to say, don't do that, because there's going to be somebody that's going to comment on this that's going to say, yep, and if Bogue plays, they're going to start playing that game. I know, Jack, you're not wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong, but Matt knows there's going to be somebody in the forums that's going to hear this. That's the only part they're going to hear.
But he's a top 15.
I know.
Played lacrosse before.
Right.
I promise you.
Jack's brand new to the community. He hasn't been jaded like us yet.
Yeah, he's got it. Listen, I'm gonna clip that out and send it out just so Jack gets the hate messages that you start to get. But I think it's good that we can nitpick, right? Because I'd rather nitpick on this than nitpick on a 1-goal loss, and then we play the game of, well, this cost them the game. Jack, you're not wrong. Should the young people play? Yes. Traditionally, I don't want to do the old man in my seat here, Matt, but you'll understand. Unless it's, I'm gonna make fun of this. Somebody's gonna make fun of this one. Unless it's a Jordan Evans that steps on the field as the number 1 recruit. I know Bogue is up there, but that's traditional. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And when you're behind everybody, that's the other issue, right? If he's on a different team, he probably starts day 1.
Yeah. But BU is their, this is their Jacksonville.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Where this is the games where they have to get reps because after this, after St. Joe's and even Colgate looks tough. There's not many games where you're like, okay, that's a secure win.
Yeah.
So even those little 5-minute bursts, those 3-minute bursts, get the kids in, get some reps. Because someone's going to get hurt. It's lacrosse. It's physical. We saw it on Sunday. Someone's going to get hurt, and Bogue and Rawson and Kittleberger are all going to have to play big minutes. Hanson Peck, who was just added to the roster, number 66, for those who didn't catch the Twitter, he might even have to step out there.
He wasn't fully suited up
no.
on Sunday, which I thought was. And so neither was Owen O'Farrell. He wasn't suited up either.
Interesting to
Peck
note.
was listed as attack 66 freshman.
Okay. And Bucktooth was. I saw wasn't Bucktooth suited up?
Yes, he was.
Okay. So that was the other thing.
You want to come say hi?
Hi, Max.
Hey.
We're talking about the game. Do you have any reactions or thoughts about the game? No.
He's gonna get
Nothing
shy now,
positive?
Matt. You did it to him.
It was a good game.
Yeah, good win.
Entertaining. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. You going to bed now?
No, I just wanted to say hi.
You just want to say hi? Oh, okay. All right. What were we saying? Sorry.
I don't know. Max took over, so we're gonna let Max run everything.
Max, what do you think of the offense?
Yeah.
How do you think the offense looked?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
The part that I didn't like was the 10-man ride.
Yeah.
Really
All
annoying.
He's good. You're better
Also,
than your.
the fact that they didn't like when they got the ball, they didn't sprint down the field. They kind of retreated.
That's
Fun
better
to
than
do.
your dad, Max.
Yep.
I'm just gonna say
That is a fair point. Instead of, I know they're trying to set up a scheme, but instead of blazing down, they were holding it back to try to set up a play.
Yep. Well, the other thing too is you have your one or couple guys that instantly go to the box.
Yep.
Instead, look to them to be the instant outlet like they used to in the Galloway days, and then that's broken, right? The quicker you get it out, the more likely you're going to beat it.
Here we go. Child's innocence is never wrong. Max, you've been to a lot of games at the Dome. On a scale of 1 to 10, how energetic was the crowd?
Usually, I think the loudest crowd that we've heard is probably what's the team that's with the H again? Harvard game.
Okay.
I think that was the loudest game.
Yeah, but
What do you
how
think
about
about
on
what do you
Sunday?
think about Sunday?
Maybe like a 4. We weren't
Okay,
that loud.
I'm good with that. Like that's
Bedtime.
All right, bedtime.
No.
Good night, buddy.
he's good.
No.
Try.
Go. Good job, buddy.
Good
You're famous
analysis.
now.
Better than your dad, Max. I hope you hear that part. Better than your dad.
Shut the door.
Your YouTube fans, Matt, want Max to have his own segment. I'm just saying they.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. He can be part of Matt's card corner, maybe.
He could. You didn't do it. Do you want to do an improv?
I don't have anything new to update right now. I'm waiting. I got a big card that I'm waiting to get in the mail, so we're gonna have a bomb to drop in maybe next week.
Is it the bomb that I texted you?
Nope, it's a different one. I'll send you a picture of
That
it, Dan.
picture, or something like that. The what?
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of the card I'm waiting on.
All right, let's get back to the serious stuff now that Max is gone. I'm just kidding.
But from
Go ahead.
what is it? What is the phrase about a child never?
Child's innocence is never wrong.
Yeah, there you
Jack
go.
said it. Jack
Oh, he
did
did,
say
okay.
it. Yeah.
From your lips to God's ears. Isn't that the other one?
No, I mean, because like especially crowd stuff, things like that. We all have our own opinions, and
Yeah.
you guys with tickets and everything. I overheard someone in the press box saying, "Oh wow, that was pricier for like the general admission section than in years past."
I think I don't want to do this. Do I, Matt? Do I want to do this now, or do I want to save this for half the year? I sit in a preferred seating. I'll just be blunt in saying that. Matt, you sit GA. I don't think tickets are that expensive. I hate to hear that from lacrosse fans because I hear it everywhere else. You pay whatever it is. You can pay $30 sometimes for tickets. The NCAA tickets are cheap. I'm so sick of that argument of people not going to games. That's how I'm going to say it. That's the PG way I can say it without going on a rant.
Yeah. I will say one thing is I don't like that they do dynamic pricing.
Yeah.
Because I think that's kind of crappy because then they're taking advantage of the fact that they know that more people are going to go to a game like a Maryland game. So then they up the price to, like it was, I think last year was like 40 or not last year, 2 years ago when we played them, it was like $40 a ticket.
Oh,
for the Maryland
see
game.
that? That's disappointing because you want I think 40 is steep if we're going to nitpick.
Yeah.
If we're going to do that. I think your sweet spot is right around 20 to 30 if you want to go there. But
20 to $25 is a reasonable price.
Yeah.
I think the complaint about tickets, like I'm re-racking my brain on all the ads I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
The basketball and the football they're just so expensive. Like, that's the cost of ACC sports, whether you're, Clemson or if you're Syracuse.
Yeah.
And then those two piled on top of lacrosse, which, they're spending money. They're spending, 5 to 10% of their budget on men's and women's lacrosse.
Yep.
So they want to be able to get something back from it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're working so much with basketball and football.
Yeah.
To make them competitive that it ends up being, can we upcharge lacrosse by $12 because they're a championship contender?
Yeah.
Well, if you compare us to other schools too, right? Like not even like maybe even like a team like a Virginia or something, right? Like
you guys keep talking. I'm going to look up the average Virginia price. I'm
Okay.
just going to, because I'm going to do this because I just want to see something.
Okay. So I'm just using Virginia's example, right? It's just an open air field, part of campus, right? You could technically watch it from not even going in. You could probably still see it. There's a certain level of costs that are associated with having the dome, having the power on, paying all the staff to be there, paying the people to do the food, paying the people to clean after. Like there's an added level of cost to have a stadium like that you have to offset that somehow, right? Like, and I would agree that $30 and up, I think, is still too much money.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think there's anything wrong with a $20 to $25 price range.
Yeah.
But is the gripe supposed to be, lacrosse being $250 a season, or is it basketball being $850 a season? Is where the complaints should come from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this is getting into way off topic, but like football and basketball are absurdly priced. Like I have family members, I have buddies who have season tickets, and the percentage in which they have gone up in the past 2 years is insane. And it's like, it's that way across the board too. I have a buddy who I work with who has season tickets for the Bills, and it's the same thing. Like sports are pricing out, a majority of major sports are pricing out the average person.
Yep.
To attend. Like you used to be able to just go in on a random day and take your kids to a game, right? Yep. If you have a family of 4 or 5 and you want to go to any of the 4 major sports, baseball might be the exception because you can get most stadiums can get baseballs.
Not anymore. They've gone the same way. Trust me. They've gotten worse. Just for the record, UVA's tickets in the bleachers are $17 and the Hill is $9.
Yeah,
against Colgate. So but you get the Dome, right? We wouldn't have played this game if it was anywhere else. Let's just all be fair here. Like we can
every other game, but like 4 were canceled this weekend.
Yeah, like I don't want to do this because I don't want to do it's. I get it, but like I pay at the beginning of the year. So I know I get a deal. I'm not stupid. Like I know how that works. But I'd rather pay $90 at the beginning of the year. I'll just say it that's just an example because I know somebody's going to on the comments going to be like, "Oh, it's 100 or something." $90 and I'll say $50 for the parking pass for the year. I'm okay with that. That's fine. Like now if we get to the $400 range, okay, I have an issue with that. Yeah. But I have an issue with it because of other things, right? It's not like it's the dynamic pricing. Matt, that's a great way that you put it.
Yeah.
Like I just don't want to see them price themselves out of the Maryland game. That's how I'll say it. Because I want a bunch of people there and at $40 a ticket, if it's that.
It was 2 years ago, it was $39. My aunt and uncle bought tickets, it was $39.
I know. Matt, your stick talk people are talking. That's all I'm gonna say.
I saw that. Yeah.
He's not wrong. That's also part of it. Like,
well, the thing that I really don't like is how much parking has gone up.
Yes.
Right there.
Yeah. I had
the parking price is insane to me. It's 20. If you don't have a parking pass, it's $25 to park.
So it was 20 last year, right?
It was 20 last year. It was cheaper before that. It used to be like 15.
And just as we're staying on crowd and fans and people, the student vibe was, we're so tired from football and basketball being bad, in addition to a basketball weekend.
Yeah.
That I had classmates and friends that were debating, the walk in the cold.
Yeah.
Of is it worth it to go see a game that will probably be, a 7 or 9 goal win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that though. I do hate that only because I understand it, right? I'm gonna lecture. I'm gonna say my job without saying my job. The walk to the Dome is nothing. That's how I'm gonna say it to people. Yep. And Blake, I hate to say that. You both know what I do, so you both know that I'm outside every day. That is nothing. And I was ready to wear shorts, and I don't. Well, I mean, it's the windy tunnel, right? We don't have to go through the windy tunnel like we had to walk up to the Dome in years past.
Yeah,
I guess that's my other way of saying it.
Well,
like it's
not like in lacrosse isn't like basketball or football where you have to park at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah,
all the way at the bottom of the hill. Yeah, and then walk up. Like if you park over in the west lots over by the law school, you cut through Irving Ave Garage, take the elevator up, and walk the bridge across, and you're at a door.
Yeah,
like it's not a long walk. Like So Max and I went up early.
Uh-huh.
We because I always like to get to the games early anyways, because I'm a psycho and like to watch every little bit of warm-ups.
We know.
But
that's
we went up
valid.
early because we were going to get lunch beforehand. So we went up and then walked down to Marshall and then walked back up. And it like, was it cold? Yes, but like,
yeah,
it wasn't that bad. Like, it was a 5-minute walk. Like,
somebody's gonna post the weather forecast in the chat, or somebody's gonna like,
they're going to claim child abuse because I made my kid walk up and down.
I mean, like, and even so, Matt, Jack, you may know it's an Allen or Ray this year. What lot are we calling it this year? Because this game of calling it, I think it's Ray.
Yeah, Raymond lot. Yeah.
So like that, like, yes, you're paying a premier price but as a season ticket holder, you can park there. So I'm sick of hearing the season ticket holder people say it's too long of a walk too. I'm sorry, that's just going to come out the way that it is. Like,
yeah. Like I said, all you have to do is cut through the garage. You take the elevator up.
You don't even have to cut through the garage, though. I hate to say it that way. If you're doing Ray, like, you can cut right up the zigzag and you're there. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying though. Like, they're like, for people that are complaining, you can walk a way that avoids the wind and cold because you cut through the garage. Like, like, it's not hard.
We're go ahead, Jack.
As we look towards the schedule.
Yeah, get us back focused, Jack.
Yeah. No. I think this is, I don't know. I don't really see the comments, but I hope this is something people that enjoy. My dad.
They're still on the NIL stuff, Jack.
Okay.
That's what
I'm good. I'm glad I got fired up about that.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of this schedule, it's not a big game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But also it is a ranked opponent.
Yeah.
Like, there were cars up at Mount Olympus parking for Notre Dame for basketball. Two god-awful basketball teams. Like, couldn't beat some of the good high school teams.
Yep.
And then, to get a, quote, tennis match crowd.
Yeah.
At a number 3 versus number 17 home opener of what could be a national championship season.
I'm gonna be nice when I say this, Jack, because you're a student there and you have the press pass, so I don't want to get this. They are terrible at promoting, and they always have been, and they always will be, and nothing is going to change about that.
But they ran a good amount of ads during Notre Dame.
Yeah, but I guess my way of saying so, I don't go to any SU basketball. I don't care that much. Matt, I'm sure you and I are probably in the same boat price-wise for SU basketball.
I usually go to like 1 or 2 games a year, and that's it.
But like, the easiest way I can say it is if I didn't know anything about lacrosse and I didn't go to basketball, I wouldn't know that there's a lacrosse game. That's the way that I can say it, right? Like, yes, everybody in the inner circle knows. Everybody's had it circled. But you want the walk-up people. You don't. I'm not criticizing the people that are there every week, but if you want the 10K, you have to get the people that don't care. That I don't care is the wrong way to say it. You have to get somebody interested in it. I guess that's the way to say it. Like,
yeah.
And when your only option is sports radio and they only have lacrosse on during the season, which I understand from their perspective. I get it. There's no promotion in my brain. That's the way that I think about it. And that's probably totally irrational, but that's just my brain on it.
Makes me wonder if they're going to just push hard for Maryland because it's a potential 1-2 game. But I don't know.
But I guess the thing is, Jack, you're on campus, so maybe you could tell, why wouldn't you promote now? I guess that's my thing. Like, why wouldn't you say that now?
I just campus vibe promotional wise.
Yeah.
Like, basketball's such a, like, it's such a thing. I mean, I'm sitting here, I've got a Carmelo Anthony poster literally right above my head. Like, it's such a thing for them. And Cayenne and, Nate George and all the money that they spent this past offseason to try to make the tournament.
Yeah.
Now they've got all these ACC teams coming to town.
Yeah.
that sort of, I think, from an athletic standpoint, needs to take priority.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just because, like, UNC's coming on a Saturday night. That can't be empty. Like, ESPN's coming. Like that's going to be a horrific showing if that's empty. And I think a lot rides on this current UNC game that's happening right now in Chapel
You don't
Hill.
want to look at the score. That's all I'm going to tell you. I just checked the score. Just look casually.
Okay. So it's more of the same.
Yeah. UNC has doubled them up. That's how I'll say it. UNC has pretty much doubled them up. So, but like, there will be. How do I say this in the nicest way? There will be 15,000 people that go if they don't win a game the rest of the year. Let's just call it what it is. Like we all know how it works. Like 9,000, 10, whatever the number is. The fact that there's 5,000 and there will probably be, I'll say 7K for the Maryland game. That's what I'll say. That's my realistic number. Probably, give or take. I don't. The Friday night thing kind of blows my brain, but I'm not going to fight that. That's a scheduling thing. That's an ACC thing.
That's a student thing also.
Yeah.
Get the kids fired up for like a night game.
Yeah.
But
I just hope they promote it right. That's all I'm going to say.
For the people in the chat, the NIL stuff, $2 million in lacrosse goes farther than $6 million in basketball.
Yeah.
Particularly men's basketball.
And the person that commented, Matt, you know them? I don't know.
He's one of the guys that's in the stick talk.
I was gonna say he's a stick talk, so he does. They do get it, right? Like, but a lot of people don't. I think that's the biggest miss. Like, oh, NIL is just meant for football. No, it's meant for everything. And Jack, like you just said, a $2 million NIL can pay for 6 kids. Let's just phrase it that way. If that's how you want to play the game, right? You can pay for a lot of kids' scholarships that way.
Mm-hmm.
In lacrosse or facilities upgrade, however you want to, they're going to spend it their own way. But
that money goes farther for sure.
Yeah. We'll get back on track for this. Early thoughts on St. Joe's. Not early because we're obviously right there, but both of you.
So they mentioned that Yuri mentioned that they 10-man ride also, which it almost seems intentional.
Yeah.
Like that Gary picked some highly competitive teams that also 10-man ride at the beginning of the season to kind of get them ready for anything they might face throughout the year. So I love that. Whether it is intentional or not, I don't know, but it seems like it. And then, this or Air Force is probably our easiest game of the season. So I hope we come out guns blazing. I hope we do really well. Get, like Jack said, get some of the younger guys some more minutes.
Yep.
Clean up some of the stuff they learned from this past week, which I'm sure they'll work on. Just a matter of execution. But I'm excited to go to another game. Like this is, I was telling Max the other day that whenever we would do like icebreakers in the dorms in college and they'd ask you what your favorite season was, I was like, Max, I wouldn't say fall, winter, spring, or summer. I would say lacrosse season was my favorite season. So, So I love this time of year. Any chance I get to go to a game or watch lacrosse. Like I was watching on Friday at work on my second monitor, I had the Utah, I forget who they were playing. Utah and
that was a good game. Back and forth.
Yeah. And I'm gonna blank. Yeah.
I'm blanking. But anyways,
we need the research department on it. Okay, we need the research.
Delaware, got it. Delaware.
Yeah.
They were Inside Lacrosse was live streaming it from their phones. Like I was watching that on my second monitor as I was scanning papers at work, and I was like, so I love watching anytime I can. So this is my favorite time of the year. So I'm just excited to go to another game. They should do well. So
I think with all the postponements, the Orange, they really benefited from this past weekend, not only getting a win, but like as we talk in sense, this sort of whole schedule, the rest of the country is going to be playing one more game here down the stretch. And I think you use this week off, you use the second sort of easier team, not someone you can sleep lock through.
Right.
They play Duke, they play Delaware, they play, a number of pretty talented teams.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a chance to really kick the season off strong. With 2 wins to really get into the nitty-gritty of things.
Yeah, your first 2 wins are more of a statement than they were last year against Cupcakes,
Yeah, and then ideally you go into Maryland 2-0. Obviously, I think we all agree they're gonna win. I just don't know the number, right? Like, what's the number gonna be at? I think it's probably gonna be right around the same. Like, I don't want to play this game where it's gonna, because a blowout to me, I'll take a 7-goal win. I'll just take give me a 7-goal win and I'm okay. Yeah. However, I do want like a statement like 10-goal game where it's like, okay,
like an 18 to 8 kind of game.
Right. Like,
yeah.
But I mean, it's a net positive. Like, I don't know. Like,
I mean, based on how you saw the defense do this past week, you would hope that we would hold them to similar or less goals because they're less.
There's your comment. There's your there.
Oh, okay.
So, but like, yeah, I don't. I 18 to 8 is ideal or somewhere around there if they can get.
And that means that
them hitting the 20
doing this last week are going in, right? Would you say, Dan?
Yeah. No, I was gonna say I don't see them doing the shootout 20-goal games this year because they don't have the lack of competition to do the 20-goal.
Yeah.
Like unless it's a shootout, right? Like if it's a shootout and it's 21-18, there's not really going to be that because every team that they play has good defense. That's the difference this year. I mean, I don't know. We could do this for hours, but Matt, if you want to promo your favorite show that you're going to go watch the minute you stop doing this.
So anybody watching, go watch TikTok. They're going on at 9. That's why we went 7:30 so we wouldn't conflict. So we don't want to
be the ratings. Let's be real.
We don't want to pull our 5 viewers away from TikTok. So
listen, I'll just say there's more than that. That's all I'm going to tell you. I can see the number of people watching.
Jack's got credentials. Everything's coming up right now. So,
and I think, Jack, if you want people to submit questions, possibly for the presser, you tell me because you.
Yeah. No, I mean it's definitely. I don't know for the people in the crowd how much sort of student media they watch, listen, read to. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of coverage on that, but if there's any thoughts, any of the tweets throughout the game, any of my post-game thoughts, pre-game thoughts, halftime thoughts, comment, ask, I'll try to answer. It's obviously a fast game, but I love the thoughts.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think obviously we all have access to it. So one of us will try and answer. That's the way that I can say it. Like, I'm terrible at tweeting during games. That's why, Jack, it's great to have you just every time there.
Yeah, I can't focus on 2 things at once, so that's good that we have Jack.
Developing skill for me myself. I may have been struggling to catch up with certain goals. How fast, especially the third quarter.
Listen. I'll say it in a good way. My whole Twitter feed on my personal was all SU Lax Pod tweets. That's all I'm gonna say. So it was all just like it was all just. What's that, Matt?
So I thought you did a great job, Jack.
Yeah. The haters can see your at, so they will message you and say you did a terrible job. That's all I'm gonna say. They trust me. Matt, we gotta get him on. We gotta get him on the Reddit. That's
as long as I get the engagement,
That's true. I think we'll end it there, though. I think we'll get out of here now. Yep. I don't want Matt to miss a second of stick talk, so I don't want him to be upset.
Go Orange, and we'll see y'all next week to report on St. Joe's.
Go
see
Orange.
You Sunday. Hey, check out that notebook.
There you go. I think we'll tweet out the link, right, Jack?
Yep, drop it on Wednesday.
Okay.
I'm learning new things every week.
I know you are. Go Orange.
Go Orange.